The number on the screen says $4.2 million. You close the laptop. You don't tell anyone. You make a cup of tea. You go to bed. This is what $4.2 million looks like from the inside. Exactly like this. Nothing like what you were told it would be. You didn't inherit this. There was no blueprint, no family member who'd done it before. Your parents worked hard. They worked hard, and it was never enough. You watched that. You recorded it somewhere deep. You learned the system from the bottom of it. You saw exactly how it was designed to keep people like you busy, tired, and just solvent enough not to quit. Paycheck to paycheck. Not because they were careless. Because the math was designed that way. Rent that rises. Wages that stall. Inflation that quietly eats the difference. The system doesn't punish you for being broke. It simply rewards you for not being. You figured that out young, earlier than most. And you made a decision that had no drama in it at all. You decided to leave. Not the neighborhood, not the family, the financial trap. You started small, embarrassingly small actually. $50 a month into an index fund. Some months it was $30. Nobody in your family knew what an index fund was. You barely did, but you kept going. While your coworkers upgraded their apartments, you didn't. While they leased the car that said they'd arrived, you drove the one that ran. It wasn't deprivation. It was a trade you understood and they didn't. Trading future freedom for current appearance. You'd seen that trade end badly. Your father's face when the factory closed, you kept that image. It was the receipt of a life built on someone else's promise. You built yours on a different foundation. The years moved quietly. You did not post about it. You did not announce milestones. When you crossed $100,000, you sat with it for a moment. Then you ordered the same coffee you always ordered. $100,000. You told nobody. The market corrected that year, dropped 22%. You watched it fall. You did not sell. You bought more. Because you understood something your co-workers were too afraid to sit with. The price fell. The asset didn't. Those are different things. You'd learned patience from watching people who had none. From watching the system reward impatience with debt and commission someone else collected. So you waited. Again. Quietly. By 38, you had $800,000. Your mother asked if you were doing okay. You said yes. You were doing better than okay. You were doing something that had no name in her world. You were escaping a gravity your family had lived inside for 3 generations. And nobody had a word for it, because nobody in your world had done it. The compounding accelerated. This is the part people don't emotionally prepare for. The market was doing more in 1 month than you used to earn in a year. That is a strange and disorienting feeling. Nobody tells you about that. You still wake up checking prices. The scarcity mindset doesn't dissolve when the number changes. You still flinch at an unexpected bill. Because the body remembers what it was trained to fear, even after the math changes. One day the number crossed 2 million. You were in the car park of a supermarket. You drove home, made dinner, watched something forgettable. This is the part the internet cannot sell you. The real thing is quiet. Aggressively quiet. Your friends still talk about money stress. You listen. You don't correct them. You don't reveal. You just listen. Because you remember that feeling. The tight chest before payday. You remember checking your balance before you ordered food. That is not a small thing to carry. It leaves a mark on how you think about money forever. Which is why first-generation wealth looks different. It spends differently. It trusts differently. People who grew up watching money disappear do not easily watch it leave, even when they can. Especially when they can. You crossed 3 million on a Wednesday. You had a meeting at 2. $3 million, and you were arguing about quarterly targets. This is also part of the story. The life doesn't stop while the number climbs. But quietly, the number changes something fundamental. You can leave. You don't have to stay in a job because you have to. That is a different life. You can have a difficult conversation with your boss without your knees going weak. You can say no to a project you find meaningless. You can take the time. This is what freedom actually is. Not a yacht. The ability to say no without catastrophe. 4.2 million. The number sounds like a destination. It is not a destination. It is a position, a coordinate on a map you are still reading. And the number is still moving. You still shop at the same grocery store you used when you were broke. You still have friends who don't know. Somewhere someone is posting their Rolex. Somewhere someone is leasing a penthouse to look like they arrived. And somewhere you are watching none of it, because you learned something they haven't yet. Maybe won't. The loudest people in the room about money are almost never the ones with the most of it. The ones with the most of it are almost always the quietest people in the room. 4.2 million and nobody knows. That is the architecture. Quiet, patient, invisible. Built by someone who started with nothing and spent years watching, waiting, and not flinching. The first generation doesn't celebrate with noise. It celebrates with options. If this story felt familiar, subscribe. There is more of this. Quietly.